Hey, welcome back to the Metropole Grid. My name is Andre. Thanks so much for tuning in. Good luck, have fun. Thanks, you too. Sorry, it's been a while. We haven't been doing a lot of YouTube stuff as of late. I've been pretty busy, haven't had a lot of Netrunner time, but things are good as of now. Actually, really big news now. This hand's good. Is that we have a release date. This actually just got updated a couple days ago, and the revised core set, Android Netrunner revised core set, is coming on the 14th of this month, and that's a really big deal. A lot of you are new to the game. Ooh, they're giving us money, huh? A lot of people are new to the game and are trying to get in, and it's hard when the product doesn't exist, but we have a release date for that. That's a really big deal. I recorded, I think, one more of the pre-unboxings, and I'm just not going to upload it, and we'll re-record it when that thing comes out, and we'll do a better job. It'll be fine. We're playing Apocalypse Steve, which is really fun. Oh, this is AgInfusion. It's actually really hard for us to deal with AgInfusion. I thought this was Tenon from a distance. If this is IT department, we're going to be okay, because we do have breakers that can bypass. I was considering Dirty Laundry Archives because I thought this was Tenon, but that's probably not so good. And with 10 credits, they can res most of their mean ice. So I think we actually just want to set up with Liberated Account and keep the money going, but we also want to get a draw. Okay, money is what our deck is giving us. That's fine. So we have 3 liberated accounts in this deck. It's really not too bad at all. If you run HQ and get a liberated account back, that's a lot of value. That is like one of the more, like, in terms of economy on a card, that's actually one of the highest in the game currently after rotation. And this is what we're trying to do. Currently, we could actually, in theory, apocalypse them. Whether or not they see the coming is a different issue, but with unresed ice, they can bounce us. Now, we are, as a restricted card, running employee strike, so we have some ways to get around it. And not a lot going on right now. I think we'll just keep the money train rolling. So eventually we'll have these both trashed and we can run HQ and make them have no real choice there. And that's really strong. We want to get our breakers though. They can rush out. We do have Inside Job and they now are okay against Inside Job. And they're probably rushing on Nisei tokens. That's a really good current. They spend influence on that. So that's 2 out of their 17. How is this card at 17 influence? But we definitely need our breakers. Their ability is pretty good at stopping things like legwork, but I think a lot of the time this ice will actually end the run in some other way or be really bad. So even if we legwork just so they trash an ice, so then we can start running HQs for single, we'll probably be probably more likely punished by a DNA tracker or something like that. We have a barrier breaker. We can show that we're on shitty breakers. I don't know if they know what that'll mean exactly. And we're not running, so if they do have shipment from Tenon and they want to fast advance out some 3-2s, they can do it. But I'm actually mostly worried about Nisei Mark II, and I'm more worried about IT department. It's sort of Hydra deck that Dave Hoyland, I believe, and maybe some other Brits at the Worlds were playing over the last couple months, actually, they were playing in the competitive scene. I think IT department is a really busted card in Netrunner. It's not a lot of fun. If you don't deal with it, you're in a really bad spot. So, what do we do here? The thing about AgInfusion is that when it bounces you, you're now running on that server and encountering the outermost piece of ice. So we're encountering, which means if they trash an ice here to move us here, that's it. Like it, I think we legwork. I think we do legwork. So they put us on another central server. Yeah, let's see. Let's see how bad this can be. This could be really bad. A DNA tracker, they probably actually can't res. Komainu is like the worst case, but they need money for this server. So I think we actually get the Apocalypse off here. Oh, fuck, never mind. Fire. It's okay. It's okay. Well, now we can run R&D. That was the worst case scenario. I guess Cortex Lock would have been bad too, but... So they know all our hand. If we access, we die to a bunch of things. But we're going to access everything, so it's likely we die. Now, we do draw a card. That's a really big deal. What card's the most valuable? They're never going to give us Apocalypse, so I think we have to go for 2 Inside Jobs so they get a real choice there. And we might actually get an agenda here. Obacadas we can't steal. Future Perfect, that's a side game. We just want to make them spend money. And then we can actually, if this isn't an Obacada in server 1, we could consider Inside Jobbing it, but I'm pretty sure it is. Oh, I forgot we had enhanced logging protocols. What were we doing? I'd probably pay 1. Oh, fuck, they actually pay 2. Okay, they're running Obacada, so I don't know if we want to run that. We can't steal that for sure. And a strong box. That's really interesting. That's really cool. That's neat. Okay, so this card is in the revised core set. It's 2 influence. It's a bit expensive, but it's a pretty strong effect. So that must mean I don't know, they have Biroids? They might just have Biroids. Now, if this is the Obokata, the inside job on the server is not great. Now, they can always bounce one of the piece of ice to put us on Komainu, but we'll inside job it. That's not particularly strong. And we know their hand is exactly, what is it? Future Perfect Obokata. So we get enough cards and we can like get through this. We can actually steal 6 points. And we're getting good at getting in there. Yeah, we're getting pretty good at that. So, okay. And if they score this to go down to 0 points, still they punish us pretty hard with ability. Any run makes us run on the Komainu is relatively good. If this is a Future Perfect in server 1, I'll feel kind of dumb, but still, inside job would have get whiffed. And oh, they top deck the Medical Research Fundraiser. That's a perfect draw, and now they have more cards, so the legwork is a bit less good, but still pretty good when we have the answer in hand. We want that Earthrise for sure to get the card draw going. The card draw makes the Komainu stronger, but we definitely need to get it going. We need to find our other breaker. We need to find our Abigail. And if we find our second Apocalypse, we can consider recurring it and then maybe getting that off. And let's see what they got. That's the Obokata. Not a lot of agendas in the deck. The fact that there's 6 points in HQ is like the biggest deal right now. We can also do Fairy Legwork and then lose all these cards to Obokata. I'm fine with that. I think that's the right play. Now, what do we get back? We can choose the card back. We can do, I think we actually want to do Liberated Fairy Legwork, just so that we get a Liberated back. And that's really strong. Again, that's a lot of money. We'll break all Sentry Subroutines. Actually, you probably should have just put down the Lustig. It's fine. I don't know how much we'll need this. We probably will need this. It's a nice panic button. But we break all the subroutines for 0. That's pretty sweet. And now we know there's 2 agendas in there. There might actually be 3. It's kind of unlikely, but there could be, right? So we get pullback 2. I think we want to do the Econ options. Economy matters. If they're running ice, then we have to break it. So let's see. We got Philotic. That's good. That turns the current off. And now there's, like, we could win here. That's an ELP. No longer win, and this is a Future Perfect, which is really important. I think they're going to go 1. Might go 0. We didn't go 0 last time. They might go 0 this time. Oh, they actually kept going 2. Real defensive. And that's actually not too bad of a turn. And still we know there's 6 points in there. We have the breaker in hand where we can just jam the Lustig and run over and over again. Pay 4 for single access. Actually, it'll be 6 with the Earthrise. That's not particularly great. So there's 2 and 6. 1 in the server. Credit. Okay. So we have all our breakers. I think we can just charge the server. We also have Employee Strike where we can actually just drop everything and go for it. So let's run for this. There's many things that we can actually deal with. If it is the Obokata, we can steal it, and none of these cards in our hand are that important. We're going to be drawing up 2 next turn. We do die an early MP, but with 4 credits, there's not a lot they can res, and this might go far. It actually might have been a mistake to play this, considering that they have enhanced login protocols in hand. That's a Breach Dome. Well played. And we're going to lose this, actually. I don't feel good about that play, now that we thought about it for a second. Like, you probably should have let him trash an ice. If they didn't advance it, there was no point rushing it. Like, we have their Philotic. They're going to be running all this. Wait, they're going to be running 18 points of 5 threes and then 1 Philotic. So we don't have to run anything that's not advanced. They're not even playing the current. Okay. So we can play easy. We can actually run HQ, get double legwork back. That's really good. I feel good about that. We want to play the cards out of our hand first, so that we save money on the Komainu, but we need to keep 4 in hand. So let's see what this is. With 5 credits, not a lot they can res. Kakugo. And that actually screws us up pretty good, because we can no longer steal Obokata, and that lowers the chance of HQ run being good. It also makes Apocalypse not good unless we get 2 Apocalypses in the bin and then run HQ, and then pull one of them back with recursion. But I think we'll just get our single accesses while we can, that we can set up our money. If they're running Breach Dome, they might be running Snare. Breach Dome also sucks. Another Kakugo, crap. It's bad for running Archives for your Apocalypse, because we do lose an important card. But I think we just need to set up our Econ. We could also draw here. I think Econ's fine. They knew we had this, so it's not like we're revealing we have more money than they might think we have. And the enhanced login protocols actually might not come out until they're ready to contest or build the remote, because they need their money. They just draw the Kakugo. That's probably on R&D. Still think we can get single accesses. We want to draw once, always access with 4. Let's go for it. I don't think there's a lot of 2-credit ice that we need more than 7 credits to break, so this is fine. It's a data loop, okay, that makes a lot of sense. With everything together, that's really hard to deal with. We can bypass it, which is pretty strong. We still have the ability to bypass it. Another Earthrise is pretty good. It will go down to 3 credits though, and that's not fantastic, but we do have some easy ways to bounce back up with both Liberated and Easy Mark. So once I have 4 credits, Kakugo and R&D is a problem. We don't want to let them res that, because once that's up forever. And then we're kind of like set on contesting the remote server, and that's generally a pretty bad thing to do against Inteki at this point. We also knew what they drew. They drew a data loop and Kakugo, so it's just a data loop. And we have another strike, which is pretty sweet. So the question is, do we want to use their Easy Mark, or are we better having cards in hand, and then we can just run HQ? We actually want to spend HQ cards if we want to run HQ. If we spend this, we can do Easy Mark, run HQ, and have a chance. We could also Inside Job the Kakugo, but it doesn't care. This card's absurd. This card's so absurd with that Parasite. Why? It's actually like, oh, it's 2 to break, so it's like, wow, 4, 6 to get into the server. We can't even play the side game. So I think we have to hit the Liberated first. We can run HQ for a single. Putting us on 5 points is a really big deal, because they can't do like a huge tempo Obakata. It'll be like, oh, we win if we get the next Obakata. Yeah, we'll run HQ for a single. Gets our legworks back, and that's actually the biggest deal. The card sucks. We really need to find our other Apocalypse, because if we Apocalypse their board, we're in a really good spot. We lost Inside Job. That's kind of unfortunate. It's a really good card in this matchup. Maybe not. Maybe not. It's really good because they're running Enhanced Log and Protocols. So we can pull 2 back here. I want to go for double legwork. It really scares them. They have 6 points in HQ still. And we hit the ELP. That sucks. Let's just keep going. Let's keep going. Next turn we can legwork HQ. And they so far spent 4 credits protecting their 5/3. Probably still good. And they just played the ELP, which is kind of weird considering they knew legwork is a run event. Like, that might not actually matter that much. And again, with 2 credits, oh, I guess they can bounce us. That's the thing, but that's fine. We got another one of these. So we can play that, turns that off. That's really good. I don't know whether they're running Archive Memories. Again, they have a lot of influence, and so far we've only seen 8. We've seen more than half, less than half. Oh man. We want to run with 5 cards in hand, so we can legwork right now. The problem is legwork, this is 4, 5, 6. This is 2, this is 4, that's 6, 7, 8, and we need to run with 10. So let's just hope we don't lose the Sure Gamble. We don't want to play the Sure Gamble because we need to access with 4 cards, so let's go for it. So they played this so they could bounce us. They can't do that anymore. And we lost. Oh, good, Doppelganger. I don't think we're going to install that card. I think that's the worst card in this deck. I don't find myself installing in a lot of matchups. It helps with the Apocalypse. It helps you check remotes. Like, there is some value in it for sure. We got to pull 2 back. We can't do 2 strikes. We could just do 2 Econ cards. We also can do 2 Barrier Breakers, but that'll always be in the heap. I think actually just like 2 Easy Marks is probably good enough. Abstractly, like, making them choose Steve is really cool. Like, they have choices between what they recur, but a lot of times you just set it up so it's the same card. So Data Loop, we knew that card. That sucks. The thing is, there's 2 other agendas in these 4 cards. Obakata, yeah, we'll take it. Definitely take it. Oh, Capture Strike, that's actually really good. And an IPO. Okay, so it's Data Loop, IPO, 5/3. Unless the other 5/3's in here. And we're not going to die to an early EMP. It's super unlikely, but we'll still drop. There's a chance the other 5/3's in Archives. It's pretty low, but we actually could have won right there. It's a pretty good run. Okay, so we draw the Apocalypse, so we largely win. Largely. I don't want to dirty laundry Archives. It sucks. We know this is an Obakata, and if they res that, that's not too bad for us. It means they have no money. And that's okay. I think we actually might want to run this. Like, click this run. We want to access with 4 cards, so let's see if they res the Obakata. If they res the Obakata, it's fine. Like, we just have to do run here, run here, run here, there. That's fine. They have no money. So that buys us a window to find our last Apocalypse in the bottom 16 cards, and that's pretty good for us. Earthrise is good because we have Sure Gamble to recover from it. Or we could just go slow and play casts and get the 5 credits. If we play this, we're going to go down to 3 credits, and then it makes the short gamble and daily cast kind of awkward, and there's no rush to score right now. So I think the daily cast is probably good enough. Mind you, with this like breaker suite, we can run with on low credits, like on pretty low credits, because we can always trash our stuff. That card is okay. Later the game goes, it's okay. There's not a lot of agendas in this game. There's only probably 1 in HQ, so it's actually, I don't know how good it is. Okay. Now they are not exactly trying to kill us. Oh, they're gonna show us our whole hand. That's really good. So like we, to some extent, don't need to shape our cards. It's DNA tracker, data loop, IKO. So in their hand, there's an IKE, DNA, and a data loop, and of course the agenda. It's really good to know. Still no apocalypse. We do have a sneak door beta. We could win right here. Now the problem is we did throw out our. Remember when we threw this out and said like this doesn't matter? You remember when we did that? Do you remember that? I remember that. It's actually a really good time to go get to install this and like just start smashing, because they only have 4 cards in HQ. So we're gonna go ahead and trash this. We have another one, and just try and get it. Oh, we get recur cards. Excellent. We could pull that back. I don't think it's necessary, actually. Just economy would be good. Just straight econ. Like, so much value from Steve. So much money. We just need to make sure we have more than 2 credits to play the side game. Oh, really? I guess it's only 1 in 4. Ah, fuck. Well, they're going to put an Ike there almost for sure. I don't think the sifting's pretty good. It's good against enhanced logging protocols, but that's largely it. So they have, oh wait, actually they have A key, they have DNA tracker and data loop. So the ice on archives is probably gonna be good no matter what. It's the I key, it's like the worst case scenario for them. Because it's the worst ice. But if they have to put like a DNA tracker on archives, they might feel goofy. And they're more than likely to put the code gate there, considering I key or DNA, because we just trashed our code gate breaker, our decoder. This also gives much more value to throwing out the card into archives, like throwing out the 5/3 into archives. Seems better now. And we still don't have our apocalypse. 1 in the bottom 9. That's not absurd. I think we actually can just force them to res it. Oh no, but we need our decoder installed. We could have actually brought back our doppelganger. I don't know how much value there is in that. I think we want to just keep money, get our money going, and get our apocalypse soon. Like, that's largely all we need to do here. I think we should click for credits. We have card draw, we have credits. They were like pretty far away. They have to still score 2 agendas. And there are 5/3 agendas, like that takes a bunch of turns. With 16 credits, they might be ready to go. They could just install Advance, and Obokata. There's only 1 more in the game, but Obokata data loop, it's like really hard to deal with. And if they don't advance it, I don't think we really have to run it a lot of the time. I really don't think we do. Double data loop on that server, though, it's so hard to get into. We still don't have it. And we're running out of cards. Like, that's the problem, is if we apocalypse. Oh, man. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, there's no way they can score that. If it's an Nisei, it's a problem, but... yeah, this is kind of rough. We can draw once. Okay. So we just gotta get rid of these cards. Install the decoder. Just click for credits. If we need apocalypse, it's gonna be relatively expensive. Especially if they turn this off, we have to play a next one and then wait another turn. Because we won't be able to make all the click runs. Let alone the bouncing will be an issue. Now, their ice is res in a way where the bouncing isn't very powerful, because they can't res the ice they bouncy to. It has to be pre-resed, and none of their pre-resed ice right now is like that big of an issue. 6 cards. Oh man, that's actually gonna be an issue. Like having these few cards left. And that might actually be an ice they try to res so that we get bounced into it, but I don't know what that is. I don't think you should build remotes like that against criminal, because you're really weak to bank job. And also like Amakua, like you can run and charge your Amakua on an empty remote that has ice on it. It's a super weird ruling that came out recently. Come on. Fuck. Okay, well, it's all gonna come down to money. It's not. It's gonna come down to data loop. So server 1 also could be Marcus Batty, and that can be an issue. Like this is, I guess we have extra. Actually, this is our last Damara, and that's the biggest problem. Oh man. They're drawing, right? Like that sifting looks better and better. They're really looking for something specific, and you can tell they're just kind of like tunnel drawing. Like they're looking for something hard. They're not pushing with what they got, and I don't think what they got is terrible, but we do have a lot of good stuff. Come Oh, it's the last 2 cards. Are you serious? And they know we have it. That's the problem, is after we Apocalypse, we're going to have no board. It's going to be brutal. I don't think we can Apocalypse. No! This is an Apocalypse deck. Why is it in the last 2 cards? If it's the bottom card, like, fuck. And that's the problem right now, is like, there's so much, like, we can only run through Kakugo like 7 more times before it's GG. Just because we have few cards. And we have to throw out our Apocalypse. We have to throw it out. Otherwise, we won't be able to play it. Unless it dodges all the damage somehow. Actually, we don't have to throw it out, because if we lose it to damage, we're fine. Second last card. Okay, well, we're going to go next turn. We don't want to install anything we don't need, because we'll just lose it. The problem is we have to throw something out here, and I think we throw out the Dirty Laundry. We don't need it. We don't want to run. There's no good server to run on, so we'll just try an Apocalypse next turn. We also could contest this remote, but I don't know if they're running Snare, and we have too few cards left. This is an issue. This is not good. And we want to, as much as possible, use our breakers to bypass, to trash things. Be so that they're in the bin, so that we can go back next turn and get them back. And we actually can deal with everything besides barriers. And that's kind of scary. 37 credits, crappy breakers, a lot of ice, no IT department, no MCA. So like, they're really not forcing us into one way. They also only have 9 cards left, so I think if we do land Apocalypse, they might just not have ice. And they reinstalled a whole bunch of stuff. Okay, we're gonna go for it. We are going to go for it. We'll start with running Archives. That's actually probably the... We run HQ last, so that if we do lose this, we can recur it. Yeah, okay. Let's see if they res this. This is probably a DNA tracker. It's a data loop. It's kind of scary because then we die to snare in weird places. And these decks usually run 1 or 2 snares. It's really good with data loop because a lot of times you just kill people. We don't expect it. So single run here, sing 10 face down cards. Okay. So if there's no more code gates on the table, we can actually bypass it. I think we're just going to spend like an arm and a leg to get through this thing. Money is really not that big of a deal. And there actually might be agendas in here. If there's no Bacata, we win. Oh, it's a future perfect. Okay. We just want them to spend money. Probably spend 1 or 2. Okay. Hit the Apocalypse. That's fine. That's okay. It's really not that important. This does more damage. Again, Snare will be lethal at some point soon. But we have 2 Apocalypse in the bin. So unless they res a, what's that called? There's a Whalen card, a barrier that removes things from the game. But, oh man, we lost a breaker. That sucks. I don't think they have the money to res all this stuff. I really don't think they do. It's going to be a good Apocalypse if this works. If we don't die to Snare. Also, we can't steal Obakata anymore for the rest of the game. And that's a huge issue. Luckily, we got one earlier in the game. They're considering whether or not to res this. If it's a data loop, it really does make things difficult. It very much does. The worst case scenario is like we pull back our Apocalypse and then lose it to damage on HQ. So that's a DNA tracker. That's fine. If they're going to draw that, that's kind of sucks. We just don't want to lose that. We'll go HQ here. Man, this is... We probably shouldn't be doing this. There's definitely safer ways. Fairy. That's okay. This is super cheap. And if this is a hostile infrastructure, we will be upset. So we'll pick Apocalypse and Apocalypse. That's why you don't get too upset when you lose a... It's an Obakata. 1 card shirt. That's fine, though, because... Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. Sorry. I goofed that. I was meant to bypass those ice. Do you mind? Fuck. We gained some information, but we were meant to bypass the ice. I wasn't paying any attention. Thanks. So we'll save 4 credits. But we were meant to bypass that stuff so it actually just gets trashed. We weren't going to run anymore. So that we have a chance of recurring it and then we can just blow everything up. And boom! 9 cards left in RD. We know there's an Obakata and a Future Perfect in Archives. Not like we can get those. So they can just jam out the Obakata, but then they still need to score 1 more agenda, and that's really difficult for them. And we know 2 Obakatas are out of the game. We also know there's a DNA tracker on HQ likely, so we could just jam this and run HQ. There's a wee chance we still die if it is like a net damage thing. But we saw the DNA tracker on top of R&D, so this is likely the DNA tracker, and we're super lucky that this survived. Unless that's a DNA tracker. It's only one way to find out. We got to rebuild our board. We got to bring back all our breakers. Real slow. We're so lucky to survive it, otherwise we'd be locked out. If this is the DNA tracker, again, if it's a Komainu, it's fine. If it's anything that does like more than 1 net damage, oh, thank God. We could always bypass that, but don't want to. And we slowly build back our board states. So we definitely want a barrier breaker so they can't keep us out. Most of their end runs are barriers. They could be running a rogue Enigma, and oh man, we did it. We did it. Good game. Oh man, that worked out. That was really scary. That was pretty, I really wished you hit that snare. Yeah, there was definitely some chance that was going to go poorly. Still, it's too big of an APOC not to take that chance. Thanks for the game, eh? Oh man, this is, fuck, I spelled that terribly. Really fun ability. It kind of helps against damage in some weird way. It gives you a lot of flexibility. As much as possible, we gave them non-choices, right? Like we just told them, do you want to pull back a sure gamble or sure gamble? And that's still a lot of value for a recursion card. It's an interactive recursion card. We are really lucky we're running Employee Strike. Otherwise, there's some really rough matchups. Specifically, this one's kind of difficult, but Apocalypse Steve is cool. And oh, we could have hit a snare right there. Yeah, we could have, huh? That's fine. We didn't really have a choice about that. We could have built back slowly every turn, pulling back a breaker, but oh man. Thanks so much for watching. Stay tuned. We got more coming out on this channel. And again, the revised core set, if you didn't know, has a US ship date, release date of the 14th. So that's relatively soon. Thanks for watching. Ciao.